All right, so next thing we're going to look at, we got a value out of a URL. And, oh, I forgot, never mind, just random thought. I forgot to add the YouTube videos to our playlist. I'll do that. But now we're going to get the values from a form submission. So here we have a form, method post, and we have an input type, text, and the identifier that the value will be assigned to is Q, that the user enters. And then an input type, submit. And so name is, you guys know HTML, right? Name versus ID and all that, so I won't bore you with that. So that's what gets written back. This form, this form is always getting written back, right? And so that form's always going to be there. And sometimes the value will be appended to it. The values get the request. We're using request form value, which we don't have to manually call parse form, right? And it gets the value, and then we assign it to v. And if there is a value here, it gets put there. If there is no value, that v is an empty string, and that's in the documentation. I'm mostly sure if I'm recollecting it correctly, but if I go to godoc net-http and look at the request and look at form value and we read it, form value, if the key is not present, form value returns an empty string. Sweet. So now I'm going to run that. And go look, and now, right, nothing's there. So I can enter something, James Bond, and it prints that back. And if I had something up here, the query parameter up here is equal to Miss Moneypenny, right? If I do it up there, then that, is there. If I have that up there and here, now I'm going to have a Q from the form with this value, and I'm going to have a Q with that value. It's going to be James Bond. It gives preference to the form. All right, and that's in the documentation. It says that. So that's just grabbing something from a form using form value. So notice form value will grab things from a URL, or a query string, or a form submission. And then down here we have what? One more. 03. I don't know what's different here. How's 2? Oh, this one is get, right? It's using get. And so when you use get, it sends the values through the URL for your method, as opposed to post sends them through the body. And so 03, that could be interesting to look at. Just to make sure, go run main. And submit it. La 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 la. I don't know what to type, but it put it up here. Right? Submitted the value through the URL. Kind of cool. What about if there's two values up here? It just takes the first one. So if I had that as the first one. So if you needed to be able to access multiple values, you'd use form, right? Or post form. No, form, because post form, well, you might have a conflict. But form, you'd use the form from the request structure. Some to your gut first. So that's cool. Control C. Now let's see if we want to look at 04 in this one or in the next one. I think 04 is fine. Let's see. Here we're getting multiple values. I guess we'll run it. Might as well just go through them. Make a little headway. 04 run, go run main, and clear that, and localhost 8080. So now I can enter first name, James, and last name, Bond. And I don't know why I have last name here again, but that should say subscribed. So let me change that. My templates, index, and subscribed. This should be subscribed. I just want to go to Auckland. AU. Control C. Continue. So now it makes more sense. Right? See it changing? Pretty cool. So how did that happen? How did we do that? In main.go, this is a cool file. So we parse, we get we declare a variable TPL of type template from package template. It's a pointer, right? Pointer to type template from package template. We initialize template must, template parse glob, all of our templates, and assign that TPL. We create a person struct, first name, last name, subscribed. And then we do HTTP handle func. This path runs that code. Get rid of our fave icon using default serve mux. And then foo, and now request form value first, last, subscribe, right? And here I've said, I've put a little condition there. So it's going to evaluate to true or false, which will be, which is, that's going to be assigned to S. And then when I create a composite literal, an anonymous composite literal, I'm going to put those values in there. First name, last name, and subscribed. Because what comes back if that checkbox is checked is the value on. So if it's checked, this becomes true, they're subscribed. And if it's not checked, it's false, right? And then I execute my template and I pass that data in. I'm executing index.html. It adds template header and template footer. Here's template header, define header, right? And here's template footer, define the footer. So it puts both of those in there. And then I just have a form method post and a label and input, right, for 2 text fields, a checkbox, and a submit button, and then just show that stuff. That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't that neat? So I want you all to take this form here, and I'm going to put it on something where you could grab it. Oh, well, where can I put it? You want me to put it on our course website? Or here, you guys have not had an assignment forever, so I'm going to pause this video. All right, so here's the challenge, the assignment. It's basically just to recreate the code we just saw, but use this code right here, and then you do all that stuff right there, and that's in Blackboard. And then you can push it to GitHub and submit the URL to the code, and I'll give you credit for that assignment.